The time has finally come. Today we are ranking the Pokemon that belong to the greatest Pokemon watcher in all of the lands, the man who replaced Brock and was loved worldwide by every single fan. We are ranking Tracey Sketchit's Pokemon. This one probably won't be long since he only has 3 Pokemon, but be sure to hit that like button to see all of May's Pokemon ranked, one which will have a bit more detail. If we can get 80 likes on this video, then I'll be sure to bring out that one right away. But for now, let's get into all of Tracey's Pokemon. So the bottom 2 on this list are pretty similar in terms of abilities and development, but starting with number 3 we have Tracey's Venonat. I always liked Venonat in the anime, from seeing it with Koga and Aya at the Fuchsia Gym to meeting Tracey's in the Orange Islands. It was always shown off to use its eyes as this sort of radar where it can detect objects or Pokemon from long distances. It was pretty cool. We first saw it in Tracey's debut episode where it used its radar eyes to track down Team Rocket after they tried to steal Lapras. And most of its appearances after this were pretty similar. Whenever the gang needed to locate something, they'd use the help of Venonat. The one that stands out the most was the Crystal Onyx episode where they're trying to locate this special Onyx and Venonat accidentally leads them to some giant rocks rather than an Onyx. So overall there's not too much to this Pokemon. It had some really cool ability which wasn't explored further. Imagine it had more development and maybe even evolved. It could have made for more interesting episodes, but Tracey wasn't around long enough. So this one comes in at number 3. And then in the second spot we have Marill. This one is similar to Venonat, where really its sole purpose was to locate objects or Pokemon using its own ability. We first see it in the Crystal Onyx episode where it listens to Onyx's cry and tries to locate the crystal one. So its special ability is using its super hearing to find Pokemon that are far away. This is one thing I really did love about Tracey as a whole, was that both of these Pokemon that he had, one had super hearing, one had super vision. It was literally a dream team of navigational Pokemon that are perfect for helping a Pokemon watcher find Pokemon to watch. Looking back, it's kind of a shame we didn't get more time with these ideas, because there could have been some great additions to Tracey's team to fit this theme. Or we could have just given these Pokemon some more development. I thought Marill just made more of an impact on me. There wasn't much in it compared to Venonat, but Marill is more of a mascot Pokemon for Tracey. It came back in the advanced generation, and we also learned that it had an egg which eventually hatched into a Azurill, which became Misty's Pokemon, which was just a nice way to bring one of Tracey's old Pokemon back into the limelight. We also saw Marill teaming up with Azurill, using a dual water gun attack on Team Rocket. So overall, more of the same here for Marill. Could have been a lot better if it had more time, but in the time that it did have, it had some cool moments and gimmicks. And finally in number 1 is of course Tracey's Cypher. This one won't come as a shock to anyone. This Pokemon was just so damn cool. It's the only Pokemon we saw Tracey capture on screen, and its capture was one of the best Orange Islands episodes, with it being this old rugged Cypher, really stubborn, refusing to give in and give up its leadership over the other horde of Cyphers. It wanted to go back and challenge the new leader to earn back its respect, and by the end it did that. And Tracey's role in this episode was great because he really helped Cypher go back and get stronger. They had a really weird but respectful relationship. Unlike the other 2 Pokemon, Cypher doesn't really have a special ability for navigation. However, it's still unique compared to other Cypher in the world, as it's shown to be really old. Every time Tracey uses it, although it had plenty of power, it gets worn out really quickly and starts to slow and breathe heavily. I thought this was something that we'd not really seen before, so it was cool. We saw Cypher a few times in Pokemon Chronicles battling against Butch and Cassidy, which was nice, but other than that it didn't really get much development. Its highlights are definitely its capture episode, and then the episode where it had the whole standoff with Charizard on their day off. Overall, I love Cypher. I think it was such a cool addition to Tracey's team, and it made for some memorable moments. But most likely the other 2 on the list, we just didn't get enough time with it. It could have eventually evolved into an awesome Sizzle and maybe got some of its stamina back, but it was still a great Pokemon, and it comes in at number 1. So that is it for Tracey's Pokemon. I can imagine most of our list would be the same, but be sure to let me know how you'd rank these 3 Pokemon. I'd love to hear. And of course, smash that like button if you want to see May's Pokemon ranked. If we get 80 likes, I'll bring that one out right away. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.